All right, everyone. Hello there. This is the second time that I'm gonna read the second chapter because the first time that I read it, I was not recording. So let's start again. The Odyssey. This is the second issue, second chapter. I don't know how to say. So 10 years after the end of the legendary Trojan War, Odysseus, king of Ithaca, was the only great Achaean Greek warrior hero not to have reached home, or to have perished along the way. He was being held on an island by the love-struck goddess CALYPSO. Meanwhile, his faithful wife Penelope had been holding at bay rapacious suitors such as Antinous who wished her to marry one of them. The gods of Olympus having decided that Odysseus should at least continue his voyage homeward, Athena advised the hero son Telemachus to go in search of him. Telemachus secretly set sail to ask old King Nestor of Pylos and King Menelaus and Queen Helen of Sparta if they knew his father's whereabouts, but they did not. Meanwhile, the suitors discovered Telemachus' absence, um, hoped to ambush him at the sea on his journey back to Ithaca. Oh no. As dawn rose from her couch, the gods met in council. Father Zeus, I hope I may never again hear of a ruler who is kind to his people. I hope his sceptred kings will be all henceforth cruel and unjust. For there is not one of his subjects who has not forgotten Odysseus, who ruled them as though he were their father. See how he suffers on the islands of the nymph Calypso, for she will not let him return to his own country. And now wicked men try to murder his only son. Athena, daughter, what words are these? You yourself sent Telemachus to Pylos and Lacedaemon, and you are perfectly able to protect him and see him safely home again, so that the suitors must come hurry scurrying back without having killing him. Hermes, go tell Calypso we have decreed that poor Odysseus is to return to Attica, though only after a perilous voyage of 20 days to Scheria, land of the Phaeacians. Thus did Hermes, messenger of the gods, swoop down through the firmament, to skim the sea where waves like a cormorant, till he reached the isle he sought, and came to the cave where Calypso lived. He found the nymph at home. Tell me, O Muse of golden Aphrodite, who stirs up sweet passion in the gods and subdues the tribes of men and beasts. Yet there are 3 hearts she cannot bend or yet ensnare. Hermes, welcome. Why have you come to see me? Say what you want, and I shall do it for you if I can. We are speaking God and Goddess to one another. Zeus sent to me, because you have here the most ill-starred of all those who fought 9 years before the city of King Priam. On their way home, his men sinned against the gods, who raised both wind and waves against them. But Zeus says you are now to let these men return at once to his own house and country. You gods ought to be ashamed of yourselves. You are always jealous and hate seeing a goddess take offense to a mortal man. I found the poor creature sitting all alone astride of a keel, after Zeus had struck his ship with lightning and all his men were drowned, and I had to set my heart on making him immortal so he should never grow old. Still I dare not to cross Zeus. Then let him go. Lest Zeus punish you. My poor Odysseus, you shall not stay here grieving any longer. I shall send you away of my own free will. So go make yourself a large raft, and I will raise a fair wind to take you home. Goddess, there is clearly something behind this. You cannot really be meaning to send me home when you bid me put to sea on a raft. When you bid me put to sea on a raft. Nothing but a well-made ship could venture on such a distant voyage. Nothing you can say or do shall make me go on board a raft, unless first you solemnly swear that you mean me no mischief. May heaven above and earth below be my witness. I mean you no sort of harm. If you know how much suffering is in store for you before you reach home, you would stay here and let me make you immortal. No matter how anxious you may be to see this wife of yours, if some god wrecks me when I am on the sea, I'll bear it. And I'm quite aware that Penelope is only a mortal woman, and not ageless and deathless like yourself, nor so beautiful. On the fifth morning afterward, Odysseus drew the complimented raft down into the water, and Calypso sent him from the island, with clean clothes and black wine, and water and provisions of meat. She made the wind fair and warm for him, and gladly did Odysseus spread his sail before it. On the 18th day, the mountains of the Phaeacian coast rose like a shield on the horizon. But Poseidon, god of sea and horses, spied him from afar off. So the Olympians have changed their minds about Odysseus while I was away in Ethiopia. He nears Scheria, where it is decreed he shall escape from the calamities that have befallen him. Still before he has done with it, he shall have plenty of hardships. I shall steer my trident round in the clouds at the sea, and rouse the rage of every wind that blows, till earth, sky, and sea are hid in clouds, and night springs forth out of the heavens, and winds from east, south, north, and west fall upon him, all at the same time. Am I to perish beneath this black sky? Would that I had been killed the day I fought the Trojans for the body of that Achilles. Now it seems I shall come to a most pitiable and dishonorable end. The force of the hurricane was so great that it broke the mast halfway up, and sail and yardarm and Odysseus, and fell afar into the deep. Then came Ino, daughter of Cadmus, sea gods who had once been a mortal. Hapless Odysseus, why is Poseidon so angry with you? He sends you evils, but for all his bluster he will not kill you. How can I escape his wrath? Cast off your garments, and put my enchanted veil round your chest. As soon as you touch land, throw it back into the sea. Is some god luring me to run, to ruin, my advising me to quit my raft? But its timbers are breaking up, so I must swim for it. Swim as best as you can, son of Flirt. Still you fall in with wealth people. I do not think you will be able to say that I let you off too lightly. On this Poseidon lashed his horses and braved to his palace in Aegae. Now Athens bound the way of all winds but one, which calmed the waters until the third dawn, when Odysseus neared again the land of Phaeacians. I hear the surf pounding against the rocks. Has Zeus let me see land, only to doom me on this jagged coast? But if I swim further in search of safer harbors, a hurricane may carry me out to sea again against my will, or Poseidon may send in some monster of the deep to attack me. While he was thus in two minds, a great wave caught him and would have smashed him against the rocks. But Athena gave him the wisdom to clutch groaning at a rock, until the wave carried him back with it, far into the sea. By and by, as he swam on, he came to the mouth of a river. Hear me, God of this river. Have mercy upon me, for I approach you prayerfully. Then the god stayed his stream and stilled the waves, till Odysseus lay gasping on the shore. As soon as he came to himself again, Goddess, I return to you the scarf you gave me. Then he took it to the woods. Athena shed upon his eyes a sweet sleep, which made him lose all his memories of his sorrows. Next morning, secretly guided by Athena, the Princess Nausicaa and her maids came to the waterside to wash clothes. My father, being king, should have a clean shirt when he attends meeting of his council. You need clean clothes, too, princess, for when young men come courting. There is plenty of time for that. There's time to play at ball. You didn't catch Dimasa. Now it's falling in the water. Alas, what kind of people have I come among? Cruel and savage or hospitable and human, I hear the voice of young women. or perhaps they are the nymphs that haunt the river springs. Princess, a man carrying bought to hide his nakedness. Rum, he's so uncapped and begrimed with sea water. Oh, queen, are you a goddess or immortal? I am in great distress, having tossed about for 20 days upon the sea. Have pity on me, and show me the way to your town. Our people are called the Phaeacians, and I am daughter to King Alcinous. I will give you a shirt and cloak to wear, and then I will direct you to our own town. After Odysseus had dressed and eaten, he walked on alone, for Nausicaa feared gossip if he accompanied her. Soon he reached the city, as Athena whispers to him, "At the king's house find the queen, whose name is Arete. If you can gain her goodwill, you may see your home again." The gods cast a cloud of darkness around him, so no one would see him and dispute his passing, till he reached the dwelling place of Scyria rulers, Queen Arete, King Alcinous. In my distress I implore you, and all your guests, whom may heaven make and prosper, help me home to my own country, for I have been long in trouble and away from my friends. All present were speechless with surprise. To the old hero Aeneas addressed them. Alcinous, this man should be welcomed and fed, for Zeus takes all well-disposed supplies under his protections. O stranger, you shall have a bed for the night, and tomorrow we shall discuss how to send you back, rejoicing, to your own land. When dawn, the child of morning appeared, Alcinous escorted Odysseus to the place of assembly which was near the ships of the Phaeacians. Aldermen and town councillors, this stranger, whoever he may be, has found his way to my house from somewhere or other, either east or west, and we shall send him home in a ship manned by 52 of our best young sailors. But first we shall have a contest of athletic sports, so that our quest may tell his friends how much we surpass all other nations as boxers, wrestlers, jumpers, and runners. There were indeed many excellent competitors for all the prizes. Clytonius, a son of Alcinous, left everyone behind in the foot races. In wrestling, Euryalus, son of Naubulus, proved to be the best man, while Amphion exceeded all the others in jumping, and Laodamas, another son of Alcinous, was the best boxer. Stranger, you are powerfully built. Would you like to take part in any of these games? I fear, O king, that my mind is set rather on cares than on contest, and I wish only to be started on my voyage home. I gather strange that you are skilled in my sport. Euryalus, you are rude to your guest. I only suppose, Sairi, that he is one of those grasping traders that go about in ships, and who think of nothing but their outward freights and homeward cargoes. You are an insolent fellow, Euryalus, and quite mistaken. I am worn out by labor and sorrow, for I have gone through much on the field of battle and on the waves of the sea. In spite of all, I will compete, for your taunt have stung me to the quick. This disc is far heavier than those used in your contests. The disc flies beyond any mark you have made. No Phaeacian can come near such a throw. Stranger, you shall have my sword, in satisfaction of my rudeness. If anything has been said amiss, may the winds blow it away with them. Good luck to you, my friend. I hope you will not miss the sword you have given me along with your apology. Then was held a banquet, at which the bard Demodus played, and sang at Odysseus' request the well-known tale of how a wooden horse brought about the downfall of Troy 10 years before. And into the cavernous horrors Achilles first entered, Menelaus followed, and Odysseus Sthenelus got alike Diomed. Yes, more all of their chiefest entered in so many as that the Harvan coast could not end. Apius drew the ladders up, then made all secure and set the boat. So all did sit in silence, poised to its victory and death. And the city was doomed when it took to the horse, for the sons of the Achaeans poured through for the horses. For the sons of the Achaeans powered forth from the horse and sacked the town, and Odysseus and Menelaus went raging like Ares, god of war, to the house of Deiphobus, and defied their rage most fiercely, but with Athena's help. Odyssey was victorious. Let the Modocus cease his song, for it seems to fill our guests with grief and lamentation. Sir, I hope you will tell us how now your name and lineage and nation, and whether I perhaps lost some brave kinsman before the walls of Troy. King Augeas, I hardly know how to begin. For the hand of the heaven has been laid heavily upon me. I am Odysseus, son of Laertes and king of Ithaca, renowned among mankind for all manner of subtlety. And I will tell you of the May hazard adventures which, by the will of Zeus, I met with my return from Troy. Alright, guys, so this was this second chapter that I read way faster because I have already read this before. Hit the subscribe like button and see you next time.